Hey everybody, how's it going? So this is a video, it's kind of about two things. First of all, it's about this 0G hose. I've had this for a few years. I'm not even sure how many years. Probably 5 years, I'm gonna go out and guess. And I've kept it on my pressure washer. The reason I like it is because it's one of those cloth hoses that folds up nicely. Like this will fit in a 1 gallon pail if you get it all rolled up properly. But the also problem is it's aluminum ends. And when I left it connected to my brass pressure washer, it basically welded itself. And I've been trying for the last 2 years, maybe 3 years, to get this off. And I finally, I had a wrench on this and a pipe wrench on this, and I was cranking and it just yanked this off. I thought I had this supported enough it wouldn't happen, but obviously I didn't, it broke off. So I'm gonna be fixing that. But watch out for this. Look at that. Look at how bad that is. It's just gummed up. The threads in here I had to clean up really well, scrape them out, because it was just solidly filled with aluminum corrosion. Really bad. It's a good hose, don't get me wrong. I like this hose, and maybe if you're disconnecting it and connecting it all the time, or it's aluminum to aluminum, it's great, but it's not great in this case. So don't leave it connected to your pressure washer like I did, and then I would just wrap the hose around the arm of the pressure washer. So today we're going to be fixing this. This part is, I don't know what this is. It's like some kind of plastic. Yeah, it's a plastic piece that goes in and attaches inside the pressure washer pump. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So let me get the camera set up and we'll go ahead. Right, so to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, here's the back of my pressure washer. That's the pump that attaches to the motor, and that's where this broke off of. Now, here, I'll just pop this out here if I can. Hold on. Take that out. So this just comes out of there like that. And this is threaded into there. And it looks like a part of it broke off the end. I'm not sure. I think it might have just pulled out of the threads. But either way, I've cleaned up the threads enough that I can thread it back in. And what I'm going to do is clean the threads out really well, straighten them out as much as I can, and epoxy it back in and let that sit, and hopefully that'll work. I did spend a lot of time cleaning this out. It might not look it, but a lot of time. So how I'm going to clean out the inside here is I've got my rotary tool, in my case a Ryobi rotary tool, with a little wire brush on the end that fits in there just right. Got it on its highest setting. We're going to give her, I've already done some, but we're going to go a little bit more. This Ryobi thing is gutless. Looking pretty good. All right, got my air blower here. Let's give it a little. Oh, there's more water coming out, so we're gonna have to blow that out good. Again, I thought I had it all out. Let's move you guys back so you don't get splashed. Cover your eyes and your ears. That looks pretty good. Let's bring you guys back over and take a look. I'll shine a light in there for you. There, you guys can see in there now. Take you off the stand here for a second. Hold on a second. There we are. See, it's got it pretty cleaned off in there. Should go nicely. I didn't break anything. It just seems to have pulled out of the threads. It's all cleaned up and seems dry in there now. I blew the heck out of it. So we're going to move over to the bench here. We're going to take this piece. I'll put that back in there for now. Put our washer in there to hold it in place. Clamp this in the vise over there, and I'll show you how I'm going to clean this up. So hold on a second. We're over here at the vise. So here's the pieces. There's the retaining nut, the plastic piece that we're going to glue in. And I'm going to show you something cool and fortunate for me is it has an Allen fitting in there. This is a 12mm Allen key, so I can tighten this in, which is good because it has to turn. When you have it in here and it's mounted to your pressure washer, you can't tighten it just by turning this nut, because this nut is meant to spin on this like that. I'm holding the threads here and this is spinning. So let's put that back in there to hold it in place for now. Clamp it in the vise a little bit, not too tight. I already had it in here once and I had to straighten it out because if you squish it too tight, it squishes this and this can't turn. But we're pretty good here. We're just going to give it a little bit of final cleanup before we get it back in there. Let's see if I can zoom in for you guys. Hold on a second. All right, how's that for a close-up? So this is plastic, so I'm not going to be able to clean it up super well. But I will be able to clean it up somewhat. I'm just going to use this to hold it in place from spinning while I'm using a soft, somewhat soft, where are we? Somewhat soft bristled brass brush. We just want to clean the crap out of the threads. We don't want to damage the plastic at all. I don't know if it shows up in camera, but you can see some of the powder coming off. And that's just aluminum corrosion. Some of the threads are damaged, which is why we're using epoxy and not just screwing it in snug. That should be good. I've already cleaned it off a fair amount. So let's take that out. Show you guys now. Not perfect, but it's enough that it'll thread into the machine and the epoxy will do the rest. All right, let's show you what we're going to do and what we're back at the bench here. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a stick to mix up the epoxy I'm using. Used a brush. In my case, a 12mm Allen that fits into the thing so I can tighten her up. There's just a little hex machined into the plastic inside there. Most of them are the same. Don't really need a ratchet to have one. The Ryobi, not a big fan of this. I don't recommend it. And some epoxy. Oh, also some gloves when you're mixing the epoxy. So I've got different kinds. There's marine weld, steel sticks, tank weld, and regular old JB weld. I'm just going to use the original regular stuff. All right, so let's get this started here. Open this package up. That out. And that out. Oh, this one's got a bit of a leak. I can feel it on my fingers. Good God. That's why you wear gloves. I hate epoxy. It gets everywhere. It sticks to everything. Take my watch off. Lord knows I'll get epoxy on that too. My gloves on. We'll just mix it on the back of this. You don't need a whole lot. These are brand new, so you gotta puncture the top. Same with this one. I'll just put a little bit on the box. We don't need too much. That's how much I have there. Can you see that? Should have used a different colored box, but oh well. You just want equal amounts. Roughly. Like that. Put a little more with the black. Okay, let's put our lids back on these. Lug. All right. I had to add a bit more because there's some more coming out of this one, so I just wanted to even it out with the black. Now we're going to take our popsicle stick here and mix them together. The reason they're white and black are different colors, whatever colors yours maybe is so you can tell when they're mixed. You want a nice even gray. I don't know the working time of this stuff, I'll read it after. Prep, clean, sets in 4 to 6 hours, cures in 15 to 24 hours a while, 4 to 6 hours before handling and 15 hours before putting object back in use. Well, that's plenty of time for us. Make sure it's mixed really thoroughly. You don't want any soft spots in there that aren't going to cure. It's a common failure of stuff like JB Weld, auto body filler, anything that needs a catalyst. People often don't mix it well enough and then they blame the product when it fails. Okay. Let's take this. And we don't want any on the brass itself. We just want it on the plastic. So we're going to start with bits on the edge here. Not too much, and then just a bit in the threads. So not too much. It's hard to do this cleanly, but you know, try. Just smooth it around with my fingers a bit here. That looks pretty good. Make sure we don't get any in there. There you go, you see? Okay. Ah, we got in the nut now. All right, that should be good. Let's set that down like that. Take off our gloves now because we should be good, except for put it on there. Take this, insert it into there. And we're going to get the camera set up over there so you guys can watch me put it in. Okay, here we are with the pressure washer. Now I said this needs to spin on this, so we don't want any epoxy on this lip or this lip here. So in order to help prevent that, I have an idea. Let's see how well it works. Seems good in theory. I'm going to take a little bit of silicone spray. We're just going to rub it around this lip. Just so even if we do get some epoxy on there, it won't stick. So we're just going to spray a little bit on the tip of that and wipe it around. We'll go all the way around here. I don't want to budge because you don't want any getting into the threads. All right, let's see if we can get this started. It's going to be a little tricky, but we'll try. You want to make sure you get this going in straight. And you can feel it. Yeah, I got the threads cleaned up enough that this is threading in pretty good. Feels good. Just going to snug that up a little bit. You don't want to reef on it or anything. I'm just going to use an extension so I got something to grab on and turn it. I just want to turn it till it bottoms out, right about there. Now this still turns freely. It should be good. Now what we're going to have to do is let that set for, what did I say, 24 hours. We're going to give it a full 24 hours anyway, no matter what it says. All right, here we are. There's the pressure washer in question. Honda GC190 engine. Not sure what kind of pressure washer it is. Bought it on Amazon Marketplace, or Facebook Marketplace, sorry. There's the repair we did. I'll show you guys the little hex in there. There, you can see it better. For tightening it. That's all it's for, is just for assembling this thing. And that's it. So we're going to let this sit 16 to 24 hours. We're going to give it a full 24 hours. Try it out. Everything should be good. Yeah, it's the exact same engine I have on my mini bike. For anybody wondering, it's a fantastic mini bike engine. Lots of power, smooth, starts every time, and good on fuel. What more do you want? So there, yeah. Next time you see this video, I will be connecting a hose up to and starting it up and seeing everything works. I do plan on doing another video changing the air filter and the oil. There's the drain Where's the plug? Over there. There we go. So I'll be doing that next, but in another video. So I'll show you guys when you come back. Well, you won't come back. You'll just see it in a minute when I'm starting. Here we go. Hey everyone. So I was just about to take this outside, give it a try, when I realized I'm just going to put one of these on. So there's less stress on where I fixed it. I'm not constantly connecting the hose and disconnecting it in that place. This will also make it easier for me to connect the hose because it'll stick out just past the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And then we'll go outside and fire it up and make sure nothing's leaking. This is awkward. There we go. That's on there. Now I can just attach the garden hose to this when I hook up to the water, and it takes all the stress off of this joint, the hose pulling on it, because this thing has it's ribbed for my pleasure, so it won't break this and I don't have to fix it again because that wasn't pleasurable. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go outside now. We're going to hook some water up, see if she runs, because I also just changed the oil. Check the plug and filter, both were good. So everything's a go. Let's go outside and try it out. All right, we're over at the back of the garage here with the hose from outside. We're gonna try it out, see if it leaks anywhere. Just tighten this up. I think this extension on here is a good idea, so I'm not constantly using the one actually on the pump. Got a couple of pliers here so we can crank this up. Okay, well, let's set those down. Let's go turn the water on and see if we got any leaks. You guys can see here. There's a bit of water on the ground, but that's from the hose. There's nothing coming out there, so let's go see. Okay, the hose is on. I have to go to the side of the house and turn it on. Are we seeing any leaks? No, we're not. We're seeing some leaks at the gun here, but nothing here. Okay, let's give it a start then. That on. Feel the bottom. Choke. Not a drop. Excellent. So looks like we fixed it. We'll see how long it lasts, but so far so good. If you have any questions or comments, let me down below. That water you see dripping is coming out of the end of the gun here. It's just sitting there, see? There's nothing leaking out of either of these connections, as you can clearly see. Bone dry around those. So hold on. All right, there you have it. Like I say, it's the gun leaks. But the pump doesn't. Not at all. My next trick will be trying to get this suction hose to work. But that's it for now. Oh, thank God. So that's an idea. Before yours breaks, add a little extension hose to take some of the load off the end so it's not constantly prying on that. Just a thought. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a long video, so I'll let you guys go. Have a great day and take her easy.